Hi there, good morning. It's time for another Augment Results Power Up Strategy Bite. I'm Uzo Ijueri and I run Augment Results. And these are called strategy bites because in my business I offer strategy sessions that are usually between 3 hours long and can go up to a 12-month engagement. So the thoughts behind creating these bites is to just give you a little snippet, some tips that you can take away and start to build and grow your business without any delay. So without further delay, let's get on with today's session. Today's session is going to be the final video on lead generation. And last week I've been doing this for about a week now, talking about lead generation and how to, actually practical steps on growing your business. And the piece I'm going to be looking at today is actually the procrastination around lead generation and how to overcome that. And that is by way of targets. So hands up everyone that actually sets targets for themselves. Every service-based entrepreneur that's out there actively setting targets on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and deciding what it is you want to accomplish in the month. Well, targeting is essential. It's not optional because it's what keeps you focused and keeps you working towards a goal. I apologize actually if you can hear any background noise. I'm actually waiting to go into a meeting at 12 o'clock. And if I didn't do the bite now, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do it at all today. So I thought I'd get it in. So yes, back to targeting. And so what is targeting? Targeting is really understanding what it is you want to accomplish in a specific amount of time. So it might be you have a weekly target, a monthly target, a quarterly target, annual target, whatever that is for you. Only you can decide that depending on your business and what it is you're trying to accomplish. So I've made a couple of notes here so that I keep it short and sweet and straight to the point. How does targeting help you, I hear you ask? So how do you eat a whale? One bite at a time. So it's really important to try to break down your targets as much as possible so they don't feel insurmountable or daunting. And that is a real challenge that a lot of small business owners face. They're afraid to kind of look at the bigger numbers and think, oh my gosh, how am I going to accomplish that? It's just me. Well, you can accomplish it by taking little baby steps until you've actually gotten to your end goal. So let's talk about how to actually set a target. Let's say you are a small business owner, you offer services in your business, because I focus on service-based entrepreneurs, and you have 3 particular services that you want to push forward on for the last quarter of this year. Take those 3 services and create like a little sheet for yourself, just a scrap of paper will do, and put each of those services in its own column. Now in each column, right at the top, what your target ideally would be in income for the rest of the year for that particular service. Don't lump them all together. Don't start going, oh yes, I would love to make £1 million before the end of the year. We need to actually focus on the numbers so that we can actually create the actions to achieve the goals. So in each individual column, write realistically, or maybe not realistically, depends on what you're like, what you would like to accomplish in terms of income for that particular product. So I've used some easy numbers here just to allow us to work through it really quickly. Let's say I'm offering my strategy sessions and I would love to make 18,000 strategy sessions, £18,000 before the end of the year. So that's 3 months in the end, till the end of this year. And so I want 18 grand. If I broke that down, that would imply that I would ideally like to earn £6,000 a month from that particular service. Yeah? Now that's a 30-day target, 6,000. I want to now break that down further and look at what I need to accomplish in a week. And if you divide that by 4, it's £1,500. So that means I need £1,500 in a week to actually achieve my goal of 6,000 in a month. Break that down further to working days. So I tend to work 5 days a week. Some people have a business that's going all the time. If it's an online product, for instance, it could be 7 days, you know, because it's just running without you. Whatever your working week is, split that number, the weekly number, by those days. Now for me, it came to about 250 or something like that on a day. So I have a target now, a monetary target of £250 a day, right? You park that to the side. Now I have to go back and think about, to earn 6,000 in that service in a month, how many of those sessions do I need to sell? That's another way to look at it. So a strategy bite session costs what it does, and my bundles cost what they do. The session is £497, the bundles are starting at £99 per month, and enrolling people into that bundle. I now think about how many people I need to enroll on a weekly, even daily basis by going through that same calculation to meet my target. After that's done, sorry guys, I hope I'm not moving too quickly, but after that's done, the thought you need to apply as well is understanding your conversion rates. So I like to work on 15 to 20% conversion rate, and that's from my data. I found that for every 10 potential clients that I'm actively engaged with, I will sign at least 2. You need to determine for yourself how many people you are converting and understand what that percentage is. Once you're able to get that number, then you can calculate how many people you actually need to engage in order to meet your target. And beyond engage, and if you notice my wording was actively engaged with, beyond that target, beyond that number, it's the higher level of prospect and talking to. So for me to engage 10 people actively, I need to be speaking to about 30 people. And then of the 30 people, 10 will really kind of, maybe will build a rapport, they'll really want my services, and of the 10, 2 will buy. But these techniques and strategies give a very definitive focus on what it is I need to accomplish on a daily basis. And it allows me to set a target to work towards. Do I always hit my target? Of course not. Like every person, you know, in business, and sometimes you miss your targets, you miss them hugely. But then if you're constantly working towards them, they will eventually pay back. It's a law in mathematics. It's the law of probabilities. It just will happen. So I want you to ask yourself, what services do you want to push this quarter? How many of those services do you need to sell to meet the targets that you've set? How many people do you need to be speaking with, prospecting, networking with, marketing to, talking to? And how can you actually accomplish your daily target goal in order to meet your end of year objectives? Okay? So that's the bite for today. That's something to go away with. Play with it over the weekend. See how it feels. Just start to do it. The worst thing that you can do is procrastinate when it comes to lead generation, because if you do nothing, nothing happens. By taking those steps, as I said in my first video, always be selling, constantly speak with people, tell them about who you are, tell them about what you have to offer, and see what happens. They might not be the client, the person you have in front of you might not be the client, but then as they get to know you and understand what it is you're offering, they might recommend you to other people and say, oh, you know, I saw this lady or I saw this gentleman the other day and he was talking about this. It might be for you. That's what you want. You just want your name to be out there, the services you offer to be known, and, you know, to get kind of pique curiosity about and get people to engage with you directly. Always be selling. So that's the strategy bite for today. Power up your plan with me, Uzo Ijewere. Have a wonderful and productive rest of your day. If you want to learn any more about my Power Up strategy sessions or the strategy bundles, do get in touch with me. I've put my details at the bottom of this this video, and you can connect with me on Facebook on my page Augment, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Uzo Ijewere, and we can have a conversation. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.